Ciao, ciao, दोस्तों कैसे हो आप लोग? Champions League football is finally back. European nights are back, and it's a new Champions League format. Real Madrid is playing in the Champions League. खत्म ट्रॉफी दे दो वीडियो खत्म. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. नहीं stay on please stay on. It's a new Champions League format and बहुत सारा excitement है, बहुत सारे games है for fans, and I'm looking forward to it personally. European nights are the best यार. I mean हम मुंबई में है, इंडिया में है, and I remember जब मैं कॉलेज में था तभी रोमा थी चैंपियंस लीग में. My club is Roma, and I used to watch the games in the night. And प्रैक्टिकल्स के लिए जब मैं जाता था सुबह को 7 बजे को, मैं इतने नींद में होता था. उसके बाद लिटरली मैं लैब में सोता था, एक कोना पकड़ता था और सो जाता था वहाँ पे. बट it was worth it because watching your team playing in the UEFA Champions League is a feeling second to none, to be very honest. So let's start the video. It's match day 1 of the Champions League, और ये वीडियो में we'll have a look at the Italian perspective. क्योंकि मैं एक Italian football fan हूँ, तो we'll just have a look at all the fixtures that the Italian teams have to play and their chances to progress to the next round. My name is Ajay Menon. You're on my channel. Do hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time, and for everything around Italian football, for Indian football fans, subscribe to Calcio Charcha. So without any further ado, let's start the video. Guys, आज सुबह बोल रहा हूँ, रात को 10 बजे से 10:15 बजे से गेम शुरू होने वाला है. ये थोड़ा एक अलग फॉर्मेट है. अदरवाइज अब आप देखते हो कि ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे को चैंपियंस लीग होता है, थर्सडे को यूरोपा लीग एंड कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग होता है. बट अभी ये पूरे हफ्ते में बेसिकली चैंपियंस लीग गेम्स है. ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे थर्सडे एंड लाइक फ्राइडे मॉर्निंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. सो बेसिकली इवन चैंपियंस लीग इज नाउ गोइंग टू बी प्लेड ऑन थर्सडे नाइट. अगर मैं शॉन डाइश होता तो मैं बोलता था कि एंड द वोक नॉनसेंस, बट दैट इज व्हाट इट इज. लाइक फैंस वांट मोर गेम्स, एंड ये एक्सपैंडेड फॉर्मेट में वो एक चांस मिलेगा. पर्सनली आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू द ड्रॉ आई फाउंड कि ये थोड़ा अच्छा एक फॉर्मेट है, इन द सेंस कि काफी जेपर्डी है टीम्स के लिए, बिकॉज यू आर प्लेइंग, यू हैव बिग गेम्स, यू हैव डिफिकल्ट फिक्चर्स होम एंड अवे. तो एक लीग फॉर्मेट है ये. इट्स नॉट योर ग्रुप स्टेज एंड टॉप 2 क्वालिफाई एंड थर्ड गोज टू यूरोपा लीग. तो एक अलग ही एक फॉर्मेट है. तो एज अ फुटबॉल फैन आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू सम एक्साइटमेंट एंड सम क्लोज गेम्स. लेट्स होप दैट द एक्शन काइंड ऑफ लिव्स अप टू द एक्सपेक्टेशन दैट इट इज गॉट. Match day 1 में we have things kicking off with UA PSV. I mean, what a way to start the Champions League for UA. Thiago Motta and his UA side are kicking off against PSV Eindhoven. And उसके बाद में अगर मैं fixtures देखूँ आज के, मतलब tonight the games are Young Boys versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa back in the Champions League under Unai Emery. And then of course you have the big one रात को, मतलब कल सुबह को 12:30 बजे you have Milan versus Liverpool. 2 European heavyweights, and of course everyone remembers the Champions League finals between both these sides. Bayern Munich, Dinamo Zagreb, Real Madrid, Stuttgart, Sporting Lisbon and Lille. So a lot of action tonight, and इसमें से I think the pick of the game has to be Milan Liverpool. I mean, if you had to pick one game to watch as a neutral, obviously I know Madrid fans will watch Madrid Stuttgart. I know Bayern Munich fans will watch their game against Dinamo Zagreb. But as a neutral, yeah, Milan Liverpool is the game of the night. Can't wait for that match to kick off, man. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. उसके बाद कल you have Sporting Lisbon, Sporting Club de Portugal rather, Sporting CP against Lille. Bologna, again debutants in this new format of the Champions League. They were in the 1960s, आखिरी बार Champions League में. They play against Shakhtar. Sparta Prague versus RB Salzburg. And then रात को you have Celtic Slovan Bratislava, Club Brugge versus Dortmund, Man City Inter. Again, the most tastiest fixture of that night. Man City versus Inter, यार बहुत सही मजा आने वाला है. And then capping off the last game for Wednesday night is PSG versus Girona. Then on Thursday night, वही 10:15 बजे का, you have Feyenoord versus Bayer Leverkusen. Interesting to see how Xabi Alonso does in the Champions League with Leverkusen. Then Red Star Belgrade versus Benfica. एकदम classic 1980s का clash लगता है ये. Red Star Belgrade, they were so good in the 80s, and Benfica of course legendary club. And उसके बाद में रात में 12:30 बजे you have Atalanta Arsenal. Again, 3 tasty clashes for Italian clubs, and I'll get to that because you have Milan, Liverpool, City, Inter and Atalanta Arsenal. Like these are classic games, man. Anglo-Italian games are the best, and ये typical 3 English teams, 3 Italian teams, contrasting styles. all six teams का बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है. Then of course you have Atletico Madrid, RB Leipzig, followed by Brest versus Strumgas from yeah, and then followed by Monaco versus an in-form Hansi Flick का FC Barcelona. So lot of tasty fixtures and obviously ये जो तीन इटालियन टीम्स का मैचेस है तीनों हम कैल्चो चर्चा पे स्पॉटलाइट डालने वाले हैं because these are three big games and Anglo-Italian clashes are the best to watch throughout the course of time. I mean, obviously La Liga teams are so successful. उनका मैचेस देखने में बहुत मजा आता है when you have an English team taking on a Spanish team or a Spanish and Italian team. But Anglo-Italian clashes are something else only. And UEFA have done, you know, I would say justice to the fixture list by serving three amazing clashes. So Milan-Liverpool, मैं थोड़ा in depth बात करूँगा. Paulo Fonseca has got his first win, and you see there is a system coming in place after years of Stefano Pioli का जो एक shadow है. अब एक system आ रहा है मिलान में. थोड़ा उनको समय लगा है start करने के लिए, but I feel that this Milan is a work in progress and it's going in the right direction, which is the most important thing. So it'll be very interesting to see Rafael Leao take on Trent Alexander-Arnold in that pocket of space. And Tijani Reinders is playing as a trequartista in the number 10 role. बहुत interesting रहेगा. Mo Salah comes back to Italy. He's got a very good record against Milan, especially at the San Siro. And overall, यार two European, मतलब European royalty है दोनों clubs, you know, Liverpool and Milan. So so many Champions League titles between both of them. Iconic finals at 2005 at Istanbul, and of course Milan getting their revenge in Athens in 2007. तो बहुत ही tasty clash है. I'll be glued to that personally. And the next night you have City versus Inter, which is a rematch of, you know, the Champions League final in Istanbul again when City won through a Rodri goal. So it'll be very interesting to see them, you know, a few years later take on each other. And this time Inter are away. City at home are probably one of the biggest tests in world football. Very difficult for any team to go there and, you know, get a result. So Inter के लिए तो work cut out है. Simone Inzaghi is one of the brightest managers out there. एंड मेरे को बहुत मजा आने वाला है ये गेम देखने के लिए फ्रॉम अ टैक्टिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बिकॉज यू हैव अ गॉर्डियोला स्टाइल एंड यू हैव अ सिमोने इंजागी स्टाइल. आई कांट वेट फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम टू काइंड ऑफ क्लैश एंड होपफुली वी हैव अनदर एंटरटेनिंग गेम. बोलोनिया का मुझे थोड़ा डर लग रहा है क्योंकि बोलोनिया अगेंस्ट शाख्तार, ठीक है शाख्तार का उतना इन्फॉर्मेशन आजकल है नहीं ड्यू टू वॉट एवर इज हैपनिंग इन यूक्रेन. इट्स नॉट द शाख्तार ऑफ द ओल्ड. My point is, but Bologna themselves are, you know, kind of in a mess after, you know, Thiago Motta left for Juve and they lost all their stars like Joshua Zirkzee, Riccardo Calafiori. So Bologna के लिए मुझे थोड़ा डर है. हम Bologna का fixtures, in fact सारे Italian clubs का fixtures देखेंगे towards the end. But another classic clash is Atalanta at home to Arsenal. And again, यार लोग जनरली इटालियन टीम्स को एक स्टीरियोटाइप बना के रखते हैं कि नहीं डिफेंड करेंगे. बट अटलांटा आर फार फ्रॉम दैट इटालियन स्टीरियोटाइप. दे आर अ टीम हु लाइक टू गो ऑल आउट. आई थिंक आर्सेनल देमसेल्व्स विल लाइक टू प्ले अगेंस्ट अ टीम लाइक अटलांटा. बट अगेन वेरी वेरी टफ ऑपोजिशन. लिवरपूल ने देखा लास्ट ईयर इन द यूरोपा लीग. काफी फैंस जो आई वुड से जिनको पता नहीं था अटलांटा के बारे में, आई थिंक नाउ देर अवेयर आफ्टर दे वन द यूरोपा लीग लास्ट ईयर. सो it's going to be a very very tough test for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. उनके पास में थोड़ा injury worries है, but yet they overcame their arch rivals in the North London derby over the weekend. But Atlanta are a whole different kettle of fish. They especially at home. And ये नया इनका stadium अब बना है, GV Stadium. They've revamped it. It's a very modern European stadium. The atmosphere in Bergamo is going to be electric. And I can't again wait for this clash. तो ये गेम वीक 1 में थोड़ा बायस है, बट आई थिंक इट्स अ फेयर असेसमेंट बिकॉज तीनों जो टॉप क्लैशेस है आर, यू नो, इन्वॉल्विंग इटालियन क्लब्स. मिलान लिवरपूल again classic rivalry. Milan just getting that win and confidence. Liverpool suffering their first defeat under Arne Slot. Tasty clash. Inzaghi versus Pep, again tasty. And then you have the wily old fox Gasperini taking on, you know, his younger opponent, काफी young age में Mikel Arteta. दोनों को I know Arteta is old, but Gasperini is much older. But Atalanta are an exciting team, man. I mean, ये तीन clash stand out to me. Bologna के लिए मुझे थोड़ा डर लग रहा है. यूवे एंड पीएसवी, यार यूवे का इट्स अगेन आई वुड से very, very European UA. Let's have a look at UA's fixtures actually. I have this graphic with me. So UA obviously they have PSV. They start off their campaign with PSV, but otherwise their pot one opponents are Man City and Leipzig. So ये भी एक अच्छा clash होने वाला है between UA and City. Then they have Benfica and Club Brugge from pot two. UA Benfica again very, very classic rivalry from the past. PSV के दोनों खेलने वाले हैं. Then they have Lille who are away from home. And from pot 4, they have Stuttgart and Aston Villa away. That will be a good clash as well. Another Anglo-Italian clash between Villa and Juve. बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा. Unai Emery versus Thiago Motta. So यूवे का तो path is laid out. Bologna जिसका मैं बात कर रहा था, I am very scared for Bologna because from pot 1 they have drawn Dortmund at home and then Liverpool away. Very, very difficult fixtures. उसके बाद में Shakhtar and Benfica. Shakhtar are at home, Benfica are away. And then similarly, they have Lille at home and Sporting away. And from pot 4, they have Monaco home and Villa away. Again, Villa playing Bologna, Anglo-Italian clash वापस. Bologna का path मुझे थोड़ा डर लग रहा है. इस पे ये नया चैंपियंस लीग फॉर्मेट में वही है ना कि टॉप 8 क्वालिफाई दी फॉलोइंग 8 मतलब 9 to 16 go into playoff. So Bologna का मेरे हिसाब से they will fall. वो 16th के बाद में उनका चांसेस लग रहा है ज्यादा. Not looking good for them. Milan meanwhile have Liverpool at home, obviously kicking things off. Madrid away, which is again going to be very interesting. European royalty, you can say वापस. From pot 2 they have Club Brugge at home and then Leverkusen away. Very tough game for Milan as well. Pot 3 se they have Red Star Belgrade and then Dinamo Zagreb away. Pot 4 se they have Girona at home and Slovan Bratislava away. So Milan के लिए things are okay, not the best. They have some difficult games. Of course, Liverpool, Madrid तो है ही, and even the Leverkusen game away will be a challenge for Milan. Atalanta के लिए they have Madrid at home, Barcelona away, Arsenal at home, Shakhtar away, Celtic at home, Young Boys away, Sturm Graz at home and Stuttgart away. So Atalanta के fixtures भी काफी इंटरेस्टिंग है. आर्सेनल तो है ही, अब ऊपर से उनको मद्रिद बारसा दोनों को फेस करना है. उनका भी थोड़ा पाथ टफ लग रहा है. विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, अटलांटा are an excellent team. They obviously have a good European record, but this is a very difficult path for them. But I would still say it's much they are much more capable than a Bologna to make it to the next round. Okay, the last team and not the least, Internazionale Milano. They have Leipzig at home, City away. Very tasty fixture again. Anglo-Italian clash. And then the clash that we are all waiting for. Yay! We have prayed to the footballing gods for this. They have Arsenal at home. Bhai, Inter-Arsenal का जो rivalry है Twitter पे, it is immense. I have seen Inter take on Arsenal way back in the Champions League when Henry came and scored a hat-trick at the Giuseppe Meazza, the San Siro. Henry, of course, also उसके पहले रोमा ओलंपिको में आके रोमा के अगेंस्ट उसने मारा 3-1 Arsenal 1 away. Henry and Arsenal were a different beast, but अब का जो मॉडर्न राइवलरी है थोड़ा ज्यादा ट्विटर पे है. बट ये क्लैश हम लोग सोचे कि लास्ट सीजन होगा, बट फाइनली दिस सीजन the footballing gods and UEFA have listened to us. We finally have Arsenal traveling away to Milan to face Inter. Then you have Leverkusen for them away. Pot 3 say they have Red Star Belgrade at home, Young Boys away, Pot for Monaco at home, and Sparta Prague away. So at the outset for the Italian teams, I feel that Inter are probably in the best place to qualify amongst the 5 Italian teams that are there, followed by Juve. I think Inter Juve का थोड़ा पाथ रिलेटिवली इजी है. उसके बाद मैं बोलूंगा अटलांटा एंड मिलान. आई थिंक इट्स नेक एंड नेक. अटलांटा एंड मिलान एटलीस्ट वो जो 8 to 16 है, दे विल ट्राई टू कम ओवर देयर. बट आई एम स्केयर्ड फॉर बोलोनिया ऑनेस्टली. बोलोनिया का बहुत सारा चेंज हुआ है. दे रियली नॉट रीइंफोर्स्ड इन द वे दैट दे शुड हैव प्रोबेबली. And that's how the nature of football is. आपने जिरोना का भी देखा लास्ट ईयर. जिरोना made it to the Champions League. इस साल again, all their stars have moved on, and Girona look a very different team. So Bologna का भी वही situation है. So quick wrap up. Inter and UA look good. Atalanta okay. Milan, I'm a little on the edge with them, but Bologna no chance. That is basically the path for the Italian football clubs in the UEFA Champions League. बहुत सारे interesting clashes आ रहे हैं. Anglo-Italian clashes to start game week 1 is just mamma mia. Bellissimo, the best sort of games. And as a Roma fan, I can just sit and enjoy without taking any stress. Just enjoy some footballing action between some great clubs over here. That's it for this video, guys. If you've tuned in till here, यहाँ तक अगर आप पहुंचे हो इस मुकाम में, इस वीडियो में, thank you so much for all the love and support. Do hit the subscribe button. It really helps. If you like the video, YouTube algorithm tries to show my video to a lot of other football fans like you. Do share the video with those friends as well. And that's it. I'll be back in another video soon. Content आता रहेगा मेरे channel में. Roma content is coming your way soon. Lot of exciting things happening on Calcio चर्चा, तो वहाँ पे भी जाके सब्सक्राइब करो. And अगर आपको ऑफिस या कॉलेज जाना है तो मेरा वही रिकमेंडेशन है, शॉर्ट नैप्स लो. मेरे हिसाब से ये 10:30 का तो एक इशू आया, क्योंकि 12 बजे का जब मैच रहता था तो 1 घंटा आप सो के एक पावर नैप लेके देख सकते थे. बट अब थोड़ा दिक्कत आने वाला है. इफ योर क्लब इज नॉट प्लेइंग एट 10:15 तो आप 1 घंटा सो जाओ, उसके बाद में मैच देखो और ऑफिस में जाओ, कोना देखो एंड ट्राई टू गेट सम नैप. बट डू नॉट मिस आउट ऑन चैंपियंस लीग फुटबॉल. I'm Ajay Menon, once again signing off for today. Ciao, ciao.